Hey there, welcome to Marketing Camp. Today we're going to be discussing what a market is. Because you can't have marketing without a market. A common definition of the word market that you come across is a place where buyers and sellers come together to buy and sell goods and services. However, that's a bit wordy, and if I was to sum it up into 5 words only, I'd call it an environment where trade occurs. The two keywords here being trade and environment. Trade refers to buying and selling goods and services, while an environment is a place or a platform where people interact. Hence, a place or platform where people interact to buy and sell goods and services. And take note that by environment, this can be a physical, geographical location, like say Sao Paulo, Brazil, or any other city across the world. Or it could refer to like an online platform like eBay or Amazon. And the main parties within a market are buyers and sellers. Buyers, which are people, they can also be companies that purchase things for either their own consumption or to make products to sell to end users. And you have sellers or producers. These are people who make things and sell them. So producers and sellers can either be the same person or they can be two separate entities. But ultimately, a producer is going to sell something to someone else because they make something to sell it. And then you can have sellers who are like merchants who use arbitrage. They buy things at a low price and then they sell it at a higher price to other people. So that's how they make their money, through those price differences, buying low and selling high. Arbitrage. Producers, they actually manufacture the thing and then they sell it at a markup to make a profit. And you could also have one more party other than buyers and sellers, and these are called intermediaries. Intermediaries are quite similar to like the merchants who will act on the behalf of either a buyer or a seller. So for example, you have brokers, a broker in like a stock market. They look for people who are trying to sell stocks and people who are trying to buy stocks and connect them together. Or you have agents, like a travel agent. If I'm trying to book a trip from, say, Tokyo to Honduras, I could go on a website, like for example, you see in this screenshot over here, through a platform like Cheap Flights, which is not sponsoring this video. I come here and I book a trip with them and they forward my information and book my tickets with various airlines on my behalf, because moving from Tokyo to Honduras will require different layovers and changing flights. So in this case, you have ANA Airlines, a Japanese airline, and you have United Airlines, an American airline. But I'm booking my trip with this particular platform, so they're an agent. However, you could argue that intermediaries are essentially sellers, or they can also be buyers, since they're rendering me a service. Like in this case, I'm purchasing a service from them to buy my tickets. So they're selling me something. So ultimately, the three parties, buyers, sellers, and intermediaries. You could say that there are two parties, or you could say that there are three parties. It depends on how you need to explain something. So for example, if you're a student and your examiner wants you to explain it using three parties, that's how you do it. If they want you to explain it with two parties, that's how you do it, or however you see fit. And now you have different types of markets. Generally speaking, you can classify markets into three different groups: general and specialty markets, that's one group. Then you have physical and virtual markets, another group, and lastly, legal and illegal markets. A general market is a place where people buy and sell a variety of goods and services. A really good example of a general market would be a shopping mall, where you have different types of shops. You could have beauty parlors, supermarkets, electronics shops, toy shops, clothing shops, the different types of things being bought and sold. And on the other hand, you have specialty markets. So for example, a fish market where people only go there to buy and sell fish. So a specialty market is pretty much a market where people buy and sell a specific type of good. Other examples of specialty markets are gold markets. One really famous gold market is the Dubai Gold Souk in Dubai, UAE, United Arab Emirates. You have electronics markets. A famous electronics market is Huaqiangbei in Shenzhen, China. My pronunciation there may have been wrong, but I tried. You have diamond markets. Surat is a city in India, which is quite popular for polishing and trading diamonds. I think it's the largest polishing place in the world. And they've built a building called the Surat Diamond Bourse, which is a pretty large building intended for people to trade diamonds. The next classification of markets are physical and virtual markets. So a physical market is a geographical location where people actually come within close proximity of each other to buy and sell goods. An example, once again, would be a shopping mall. For example, the Dubai Mall, a pretty famous mall around the world, or a famous mall in Dubai, but it's known across the globe. You also have street markets, which is people just setting up shops by the sides of the streets, or a series of streets. On the other hand, you have virtual markets whereby people don't have to come within close proximity. You can do this stuff, you can trade online. So Amazon is a platform, which is a virtual market. eBay is a platform, which is a virtual market. You simply go to the website, you search what you want, and you press a button, and it will be delivered to you after some time. Another example of a virtual market is a stock exchange, where people buy and sell stocks. Usually you do this through a broker, so there is an intermediary involved in this. Famous stock exchanges around the world include the New York Stock Exchange in New York, USA. The last classification of markets, you have legal markets and illegal markets. A legal market is where people trade things that are allowed to be traded by law, which is hopefully where all of us are buying our things. And then you have illegal markets whereby people trade in things that are prohibited from being sold, so contraband. This could include things like human beings, animals, body parts, weapons, all sorts of horrible things. Sorry for the rather, negative imagery there, but just showing you some examples of things that are sold on illegal markets. It doesn't even have to be horrible or scary things. Something as simple as chewing gum could create an illegal market. For example, in Singapore, chewing gum is prohibited. So if you sell chewing gum in Singapore, that would be like a black market because it's not legal. A famous illegal market or black market was called the Silk Road, which is an online platform on the dark web where people procured all sorts of illicit substances. So ultimately, a market is a place where people come together to buy and sell things. You can define it in any shape, way, or form you wish to do so. You could use whatever words you want, but you need to understand the key components of a market, which is pretty much trade. People buying and selling stuff. People interacting with each other to buy and sell things. And you can come up with your own definition. You don't have to follow a textbook definition all the time. You can be creative. So having watched this, feel free to come up with your own definition, leave it in the comment, and break it down. And other things to remember are the different ways of breaking down our market. So over here, I chose to go with, the physical and virtual markets to show that it can be done in an actual place or online, general, specialty, legal, and illegal. If you can think of your own other classifications, feel free to also drop that in the comments. So thanks for watching. I hope you know what a market is. Do with that information as you will.